Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Saba show, and today we've got the Carlton Geelong match review. We lost by an even 5 goals. We were dominated. This was expected. I mean, pre-game, I anticipated this. I said last week that if we did not rock up, or if we did not bring our best football, we were going to lose this game no matter what. And Geelong set the bar high, and we didn't match that bar, and ultimately, we were punished. And ultimately, I mean, I've used that word a lot, but it really makes sense to use it. Geelong were the better side. I mean, to be honest, I look at my notes here. I've only got a few notes. I don't usually have notes, but I mean, this is what sums it up for me. What I said was umpiring shit, skill level shit, Geelong pressure sublime, Geelong's keys coped better than ours, delivery into the forward 50 sucked, and uncharacteristic errors. Yeah, they're all sort of interlinked in a way, but we first talk about the umpiring shit. Some calls Carlton fans will be tossers and basically try play things into existence that weren't there. Some calls, were justified, some were not. The one that has been the major talking point is the Sam Doherty 50-metre penalty. He got pinged because he didn't give the ball back and took too long. Essentially, he didn't have the ball. Danger was actually hanging onto him or hanging onto the footy, and Doc could not give it back. And he still got pinged for the 50 at a crucial moment. We were down 2 goals in the third quarter. Zach Guthrie wins the 50-metre penalty, and kicked the goal, 18 points. I don't think it got any closer than that. Game changer. So yeah, just stuff like that. I do, put ourselves to blame. In some instances, we did not wrap the Geelong player up good enough. They were able to get their arms free and, get the handball off. Sure, the tackle stuck, and it could have been argued as holding the ball, but in saying that, you've got to stick the tackle, and you've got to make sure the ball doesn't get out. So, we're unable to do that a lot of the time, and that's why a lot of the holding the ball calls were not paid. We look at our skill level, garbage. Kicking, some would just come off the side of the boot, unwarranted, unneeded, not necessary, happened anyway. You could argue that it was perceived pressure, you could argue it was the moment getting to us. I don't know. We had a couple set shots on goal that didn't even register. Opportunities to get back into the game, they didn't go through. A lot of stuff went begging. Then you have for example, I think a big one that comes to mind is the Lewis Young drop mark in the back 50. He had a world of time. I think it was in the third quarter, and he just dropped it. Simple as that. That should not be happening. Harry Mackay in the third quarter as well had a simple chest mark. Nothing had been going for him all night. I think he had 2 touches to that point and couldn't even stick that mark. He kicks that goal, and we're back in the game. And you just knew from the moment he dropped the ball, it wasn't going to be our night. We weren't going to win the game because we can't even, kick a simple goal. Our forwards can't even mark the footy. And as I said, that was partially, on the part of the forwards, but at the same time, the delivery into the forward 50 was trash. Absolutely trash. It would not advantage our players in any way. And that's why defenders like De Koning, Henry, Guthrie, all those players, Blitzarves even, it was easy pickings for them because we were constantly kicking a small forwards. It's just 2021 rehashed all over again. So yeah, that sucks. I also can't help but think that Vossi may have butchered the selection. It would have been lovely to see someone not named Will Hayes or Jack Nunes on the wing. Lockie O'Brien, I think, was the guy that should not have been dropped. I think he was a little bit stiff last week. We won the game by 10 goals and he got dropped. I don't think he should have been the fall guy. But yeah, it is what it is. I would expect Will Hayes to go out next week. Nunzi had some stinker moments as well, so don't be surprised if he goes. Yeah. And I think the backline, our backline didn't really hold up that well. Louis Young looked really vulnerable. I think he just fell victim to a really experienced key forward that knows what they're doing and knows how to handle a marking contest just a little bit more than a 50-game player in, Lewis Young. He's got 200 games less than Hawkins and Cameron. So, yeah, it is to be expected. I did have a part of me saying that we had an opportunity here and we could have won the game. Even at halftime, I was like, we can win this game. We've got to, put the foot on the gas and not let Geelong in this game. But their pressure was subliminal, as I mentioned early. Subliminal, sublime, whatever you want to say. It was unrelenting. It maintained itself the whole night. And, we felt pressured constantly. That's partially to blame for, the errors that we were constantly making, kicking the ball to, Geelong players and whatnot. Sure, you can put a bit of it down to umpiring. Some of the calls were there, some were not, but I'm not going to be that guy and say that, the umpiring was shit, and that was the primary reason, because it wasn't. We were dominated by a team who have won now 8 games in a row. They're looking very strong. Mind you, it always turns to shit in the off-season or in the post-season. But yeah, that's not for us to worry about. It's, our season to worry about. Other results have not gone our way. Collingwood won today. Richmond did lose to North. Don't ask me how that's happened. And Sydney just now beat Fremantle. So, there is a lot of pressure coming from, the teams below us, and Collingwood have now overtaken us, which is just nuts to think. Mind you, they've been winning very close, so percentage is not on their side. But we've got a few big weeks ahead of us. We've got GWS up next. Man, I think we've got a bit to work on. A few selection changes to be made. Pitnet and McGovern potentially returning. I'm not sure if they're going to be the answer to, our problems that we had tonight. It was a lot about execution. But yeah, I think personnel could be a, somewhat of a big part in us winning the game next week. Giants aren't awful. They're not great either. So it could potentially serve as a trap game. We've got to be wary and mindful of that. But we just, we've got to start the game well and ensure that there is absolutely no doubt that we are winning the game. Yeah. And then I think I can rest a little bit easier. We've only got to win a couple more games and I think we'll be safe. A few results have gone our way this weekend, as I said. So we'll see how we go. There's a lot of work to be done. A lot of things to be looked at. But I think this was a reality check. And I think this sort of is a little bit of a gauge as to how we weigh up against the rest of the comp or those teams above us. Because we haven't really had the test this year. We haven't really had a big sample size yet. We've got Melbourne and Brisbane to come. We beat Fremantle. And then Sydney we also beat. So a couple of good teams in there, but we've also faltered against some lower opposition. So I still don't know where we stand, but we need to pick up wins when there is an opportunity presented, and next week is one of those. So we'll see how we go. But yeah, share your thoughts in the comments about the loss today. I'm interested to hear them. But thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.